weight loading workout video series. Today we're on shoulder training. We're going to be going through a shoulder workout, and because we're working with heavier loads, we obviously use a compound exercise. Today we're going to be working with the military press. There's variations we can do with the military press. We can go behind our head, we can go in front of our head, and at the end of this workout, I'm going to take you over and show you a way to do dumbbell presses if you're experiencing shoulder problems, because it's a common issue I hear. Vince, I can't shoulder press. The purpose of this video isn't to go into depth on the shoulder press. I want to focus on the weight loading, but I do want to give you an alternative. A lot of shoulder issues are usually a result of two things. Either one, you've got really poor posture, you've got really tight back muscles, so it really causes your neck to go forward, which causes a lot of compression on your spine while you're doing the shoulder press. Or two, you have really weak external rotators. When you have weak external rotators, it also creates problems with the shoulder area. So you're going to see me shoulder pressing behind the head. I don't always do that. I oftentimes go to the front. The only reason I don't like the shoulder press to the front is because when you initiate, it's primarily anterior delts, and then the lateral delts and triceps kind of take over as your elbows flare up on the way up. So I prefer to do the behind the neck press because it keeps more tension on my laterals and rear delts based on the plane of movement. And that's where my physique needs more attention. So we're making that decision based on what makes sense for me. And that's how all your training decisions should be. Okay? So let's get rolling. As you know, advanced athletes are going to do a total of 12 sets on the same exercise. Intermediates will do 9. Beginners will do 6. And we're going through 8 reps, 6 reps, 4 reps, 8 reps, 6 reps, 4 reps. We're taking a 3-minute rest period. A question I just got asked is, what's the tempo? And that's a great question, because if we were to do a longer tempo, like 5 seconds down, 5 seconds up, now we're doing 10 seconds a rep over the course of 8 reps. That's an 80-second rep. Now we're working in the metabolic zone, and we're not going to get the gains we're looking for, which are neuromuscular. So the tempo, what I'm going to prescribe is 20x or 30x. So what that means is on the negative portion of your movements, you're taking either 2 to 3 seconds to lower the movement. It'll vary depending on the movement. No rest at the bottom. And X basically is, it represents explosiveness. So on the concentric portion of every exercise we're doing in this whole wave loading video series, you're exploding on the eccentric, okay? So basically each set's going to last 20x, probably be about 3 second sets, 3, 2, 8, 24. So every set's going to last around 12 to 24 seconds if you really want to break it down. So every set will be under tension for 24 seconds. All right, I've already warmed up. And just to really emphasize the importance of the warm-up, the purpose of the warm-up is so that we don't shock our body on the first work set. The first work set should not come as a shock to our body. So we want to do 2 to 3 warm-up sets to get us as close to that working weight as possible. We're working with the chains today, and we'll explain how those affect the movement as we go. All right, so if you've been watching the other videos, you know how this works. Here's set number 1 for 8 reps. So as I've been explaining, I take 90 seconds between the rest periods for this video series, but you're going to be taking 3 minutes at home, and you need to time it. The difference between 2 and 3 minutes will completely change the whole effect of the workout. So what's happening here with the chains is, if you think about it practically, the chains are pulling me down. So as I press up, we're adding more weight and triceps are gonna get a better workout. And that's actually where I'm pretty weak in my triceps. So this actually is very good for me. You don't want to just slap chains on everywhere. You gotta have a reason for why you're doing chains. I'm doing chains with the shoulder press because I want to get some extra contraction on my triceps near the top of the movement. Okay, so we're on set number 2 for 6 reps. We've gone up 10 pounds total. So just to keep it, I'm not sure how much these chains weigh. The chains make the weight feel different at different points in the movement. So I'm just gonna calculate the load based on the bar plus what I have on the bar to keep it simple, okay? So we're not gonna keep the factor of how much these chains are. So the bars are 45, 55, 65, started with 65, so we're up to 75. So we went from 65 to 75 pounds. So our third set, we're doing 4 reps. We're bumping that up another 5 pounds a side, so another 10 pounds total. So we're going to 85. All right, so one thing I want you guys to take away from this video series is not the loads that I'm using. The loads I'm using work for me, they serve me. When I walk in this gym door, I leave my ego at the door. I have absolutely no interest in impressing people with how much weight I can lift. Although my goal is to get stronger, I'm more interested in having people be impressed by how I look, not by how much I lift. So don't worry about my loading parameters. The purpose of this video series is for you to understand how to take these principles and apply them to your own workout. And if you can do 3-4 plates a side, it doesn't matter how much weight you can do. Just do the workout as it's designed and you'll experience the benefits and the value of the protocol. All right, so we're going for 4 reps with 85. Something I wanted to mention was, have you guys ever heard of the principle Kaizen? Kaizen is a Japanese way of thinking. It's an approach to all areas of life. You can apply it to your business, to your relationships, or to your weight training. And the reason I love this philosophy towards life is because it's realistic. The definition of Kaizen is constant and never-ending improvement. And if you've got that kind of mentality, it makes change much more manageable and much more attainable. And the reason I love this principle in relation to wave loading is because this is what wave loading is all about. Wave loading is not about trying to go up 10, 15 pounds every set. We're making very small increments. And by making small increments each workout, we're setting ourselves up to achieve more in our next workout. Okay, this brings a lot of security to your training because when you come to the gym, you don't have to leave the gym thinking, oh man, I didn't increase my weight 5-10 pounds today. I only increased it 2 or 3 pounds compared to my last workout, and that means you progressed. So it gives you kind of a sense of progress, a sense of accomplishment, and helps you stay motivated within your training. Very important to appreciate that whole philosophy of life. I recommend you do some reading on the principle of Kaizen. It'll really help you appreciate your training process with a different perspective. failure within each set? That's a great question. It requires an intelligent answer. So I'm going to answer that at the end of this video series. Okay? I'm going to give you guys a better perspective. You're going to like this, so just don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, set number 5, 6 reps with 85. Go up another 5 pounds of size, 10 pounds total. We're going to be going for 4 reps with 95 on our 6th set. Our 7th set, 8 reps with 85 pounds. Look at a lot of the popular bodybuilding websites, magazines, you'll see a dominance in volume training. My definition of volume training, if your average reps are around 15%, then you are a volume dominant trainer. It's not a bad thing, it's just something to understand. My definition of strength training is when your average number of reps fall in around 6 reps. And a true strength training purist probably wouldn't even agree with that. They'd probably say lower than that. But in my mind, around 6 reps on average per set is going to help you achieve strength gains. Anything less than 80% of your 1 rep max, and you're going to start moving more towards that metabolic end of the continuum. So it's really important to understand if you're trying to increase strength, we need to really respect these low rep workouts and these higher volume low rep workouts that really focus on intensity or quality, a word that I like to use often. All right, we're on set 7, 8 reps with 85. Here we go. Notice I've got a wider base of support. I'm driving my feet through the floor, keeping my back arched, and the rest of my body is motionless as best as possible. I'm trying to do minimal, try not to move my neck much. I'm not the most flexible guy in the world, so if you're seeing my neck move forward, that's because of a limitation within my shoulder area. Just my pecs are tight, my shoulders are tight, so that's something I need to work on. Some people ask me, Vince, why don't you do this standing? Well, a lot of your questions can be answered if you understand the goal of your training. So if the goal of your training is to get stronger and apply as much force as possible, so we stimulate the Type IIB muscle fibers, which are the ones responsible for growth. Those are the ones that make you big. Ask yourself, will I be able to generate more force standing or seated? Hope you answered seated. We've got more neural drive when we're seated because there's less stability involved. Once you introduce more stability, you're going to be able to apply less force, which means less strength, less muscle gain. So it's important to understand that and make sure that the way you're training is in alignment with your goals. So if you're looking to incorporate some balance and stability into your movements, then sure, stand up. But if you're looking to get the maximum amount of strength, then you need to sit down. It's just common sense. down. You see that I'm not doing any of these workouts with a spotter. The only time you're probably going to need a spotter is in your last wave. So it wouldn't hurt. It would probably be wise for me to find a spotter just to keep an eye on me on the final wave, the last 2 sets of the workout. You have to be very respectful of lifting heavy. Any weakness in your body, any weak link is going to get exposed near the end of the workout once you start entering uncharted territory. Once you start working with loads and reps you've never worked with before, if there is a weakness in your body, it's going to get exposed. It's very important to be very appreciative of that. And knowing that, that's why you might want to bring a spotter in on those last 2 sets. So I don't have that luxury right now, so I'm just going to be extra careful. A lot of people are asking me, Vince, why do I need a rest for 3 minutes? I'm in the gym longer now. I'm just sitting around. I feel fine. I'm ready to do the next set. Well, that's because you don't have an appreciation for your central nervous system. Yes, your muscle cells are probably to go within 30 to 90 seconds. You've generated more energy to do another set. However, our central nervous system takes far longer. There's researchers that say anywhere from a 1 to 5 ratio all the way up to a 1 to 30 work to rest ratio is needed. So what that means is a 1 to 5 work to rest ratio is for every minute you spend, for every second you spend working, you need 5 seconds to recover. And that's on the low end. Most people that I follow and read, Charlie Francis, Charles Poliquin, recommend closer to a 1 to 20 to 30 work to rest ratio. So for every second you spend working, you spend 20 to 30 seconds resting. So that's why you see powerlifters resting for 5, sometimes 10 minutes in between sets, because they understand their central nervous system takes longer to recover before they can do another set. You really need to appreciate that. So if you're trying to get stronger, you don't have time to sit around, you're just not going to be able to experience those gains. So dedicate this style of training to a period where you are okay with, resting for 3 minutes between sets, or else you're going to totally miss the point of the workout. That's it, guys. 9 sets. So we finished with 105 pounds. I mean, I wasn't trying to be here, I wasn't trying to lift a crazy amount of weights, but for me, that was excellent. As you can see, you probably watched my progress over the years. I have been progressing, getting bigger, getting leaner. So the protocols are working for me. So the key is never to compare yourself to anybody else, or never to judge somebody for how much they're lifting. Everybody is on their own process, and to get to where you want to be, you have to take every step. There's no such thing as skipping steps. You have to walk every single step to your destination. All right, so that's it, 9 sets. I did that. If you're an advanced athlete, you can continue on with an extra 3 for a total of 12 sets. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear your feedback. As always, feel free to leave your questions, comments below. Feel free to show some love and hit the like button. Share this with your friends if you're getting benefit out of this. And I really encourage you guys to go through one of these workouts so you can really appreciate what's happening. You probably ask more intelligent questions after you've had a run through the program. So with that said, we'll see you in a day or two, and we're going to be doing arm training. And if you haven't watched the previous videos, I recommend you go back and watch all of them so you can really wrap your mind around what we're trying to accomplish with the wave loading muscle building program. All right, until next time, I'm Vince Monte. Have a great day.